Good morning, Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Good morning to the city, the state, the nation, and the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Dr. James Gilmore, and you are tuned into What's Going On, where we talk about what's going on in our community, in our state, the nation, and the world. Again, thank you all for tuning in. If you are watching us on Facebook Live, this is a show that you must share. Please hit share and invite others to tune in, because this month, during the month of June and July, our show is highlighting small businesses in the Baton Rouge area. As many of you all know, I am a proud supporter of small businesses, especially those that are ran by women and minorities, because it's very important that we value those that are right in our backyard, and we spend money with those that are right in our backyard. But what I've also learned is that sometimes folks don't know what businesses exist. And I am so fortunate that over the years, I have been able to connect with so many great small and minority and women-owned businesses that I have many opportunities to spend my money with them. And the three queens that I have with me today are some of the best caterers in our city. So for those of you all out there that are looking for a great caterer to cater to your taste buds and your food needs, you definitely want to tune in this morning, because we are talking to some of the best food preparers I know. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I am a testament of their good food. What I'd like to do first is I'd like for you just to introduce yourself and the name of your company.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine Bradley, and I have a company called Diamond Marquee Grill and Catering, and I also have Honey Hush sauces, spices, and cookery.
Sounds delicious.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chef Sierra Finley, and I own Desiderata Kitchen, Catering, and Events.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deidre Chef Victory Brown. I am the owner of Victory Catering and also a co-partner in the Straight Outta Scotland.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, again for joining me this morning. Let's begin by first telling us what types of foods and tasty treats that you offer, especially if not only if you cook, but if you bake as well. So tell us about that, either of you all.
Oh,
Ms.
so
Victory?
first? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, if anyone can remember, I had the restaurant Straight Outta Scotland.
Oh, yeah, Straight Outta
Yes,
Scotland.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
And we provided like a southern style soul food, if you will, that catered to the taste buds of southern and soul food.
Okay.
It included items such as boiled meat, of course. Everybody
Okay.
knows that. It's a trending item right now, because if you notice, it wasn't available back in the day. So it's like a trending item.
Yeah.
And we also
To
had,
sell boiled meat.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. That's right. And you'd be surprised at how many people enjoy boiled meat. So we did very well with that. Also, we had a signature fish sandwich that was inspired from a supper sandwich back in the day. If anybody can remember having a supper, how they would take the catfish, put it in between two pieces of bread and potato salad and hot sauce on top of it. So I was like, you know what? Let's bring this up to another level.
Okay.
So we started to implement that in our menu, and it does very well.
Okay.
And what we do is, instead of the hot sauce, we create our own sauce, and we call it a crimson sauce. So okay. So
Nice.
also we did
Victory Catering, home of the crimson sauce.
the crimson sauce.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Also, with the catering side of the business, which is Victory Catering, I like to cater to the customer's needs.
Yeah.
I do not have a menu that is solid, if you will. It's not written in stone. It can be adjusted. And I believe when you hear the word cater, it has a meaning. It's for me to give you what you like,
Okay,
not for
to cater
what
to
I
you.
want to do. It's to cater to you. So on that side of the business, we do a variety of menu items. It's not just one or two.
Give us some
So,
examples.
For example,
What are some things that folks
okay.
call you? What do folks call you and say, I heard you make this? Because I know that's what I do. I have those that I know who make certain dishes, and so I call. What do folks mostly call you for when they call you?
Shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Okay.
The shrimp and grit dish, it varies. It just depends on what the customer would like in their shrimp and grits. Everybody don't like bacon. Everybody don't eat bacon. So then I have different variations
Okay.
of the dish.
Yeah.
And the fish, they always want my fish. It doesn't matter. We want some of that fish because of the way that we prepare the fish.
Okay.
See, it's a secret marinade that we use and put on the fish.
Okay. And do you fry and bake fish?
Oh, we fry and grill fish.
And grill fish.
We,
Okay.
anything we do fried, we grill.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's not
That's catering to people's needs.
that's catering to people's needs.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Madam
Yes.
Sierra.
All right. So with catering, we do really, I would consider myself just kind of a distinguished full service caterer. Basically not to leave anybody out. I became one of those inclusive type chefs just I would say off the back of my daughter. I got into this industry at a year old. My daughter developed allergies to egg, dairy, wheat, nut, fish, and soy. So I had to completely change everything that I thought about food, every way that I had learned how to cook and prepare foods. It had to be all scratch made, mostly organic, mostly clean sourced, as local as I can get as much as possible. And that's really what pushed me into this industry. And as a result, I was getting clients at the beginning who had issues, whether it be celiac disease, high blood pressure, making any adjustments without sacrificing flavor. And then I started doing
Catering to people's needs.
catering to people's needs
Yeah.
without sacrificing flavor. That was the big deal at the time. But more importantly, I got into what I call like this creative niche where I was just creating dishes. I mean, when my daughter went to school, when the kids had king cakes, she had a gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, nut-free king cakes.
Gotcha.
It might have taken me 2 weeks, 3 weeks to master it until it was, I guess, a palate or a flavor or a texture that a regular person could palate, not just someone who had, issues or who was vegan. And so a lot of times I actually just recently did an event and I was trying to just showcase all of the different things that I can do and had a vegan vegetarian station. Most of the people, the meat eaters ate from the vegan vegetarian table and they were like, oh my God, that's so good. So like really what I like doing is taking things that most people wouldn't normally see as something good if they're not used to it and really changing their mind about it. And also I like making just creative things. I have my own line of king cakes during, I do a lot of seasonal stuff. So I have specialty king cakes that I've created from a brioche dough. So I am a baker as well. I'm a pastry chef also. I do wedding cakes. I love taking the artful approach. My mom was from Mississippi, grew up Creole, Cajun. So Louisiana Cajun Creole is really at the center of what I do. But I can give you a gluten-free version of what we normally eat, like crawfish etouffee and gumbo, while I can still do a regular one, but I can do all of those adjustments without, blinking. And that's what a lot of my clients, like they'll say, hey, we have this party going on. I want this, but my daughter's gluten-free. Can you make sure that you do something for her? And I really take pride in that because when we used to go to restaurants, people don't believe that your allergies are real. It's like, no, that's a lie. Or, if they don't know, they're not informed. And I'm like, well, what are you frying your fish in? Or what are you frying your fries in? And they're like, oh, we don't know. And it's like, you're supposed to know. Like, people's lives are in your hands. It's very important for you to know. So those types of things are things that I take seriously in my catering.
So tell me this, because I know for Thanksgiving, when you catered for me, it might have been Christmas. Those green beans and that dressing, all that was gluten because it was too good.
Oh, it was gluten.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
No.
Good, okay? Wasn't nothing diet about what you cooked for my family, okay?
It was
But I appreciate
it
the
have all
fact
the
that you
gluten.
do cater to those who may
Yeah.
need gluten-free or other types
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
dietary, have other types of dietary needs.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
What? And did you cook this this like shrimp dish? What else did you cook for my family?
Ooh.
Was it shrimp etouffee?
Look,
Yeah, you
I'm
cook
kind
so
of like
much.
Deidre. I don't have any menus
Okay.
at all.
You
I don't
just
have
cook to
any
whatever
menus.
folks ask you to do.
I say I need to get something concrete and then just adjust. But honestly, I tell people, you tell me your taste, your budget, your style.
That's it.
I look at seasonality.
Okay.
I even asked, like, I'm doing an event for a 26-year-old, and I asked them, I was like, what kind of person is she? What, she's like, what kind of things does she like? And everything that she said, she's like, she's girly, she's prissy. All of those things, they matter to me because I said I take an artful approach also. So like for me, it's food art. So I'm probably gonna make her stuff look glittery, in a sense where it's still elegant. But I take all of that stuff in consideration. That tells me how she wants to eat. That tells me how maybe she's gonna have smaller bites. Maybe I'm gonna do something like endive instead of lettuce wraps. Like I think of all those types of things, and I create a menu based on. I have a lot of clients now that trust me so much that they don't even have to see the menu. They'll say, here's my budget.
Same
this
with
is,
you all.
This is
Yes.
what I want. Just put something together. Half the time, they don't see it or know it until I show up.
Wow.
And I did meal prep for Zac Efron. He was here filming The Iron Claw back from October to December of last year. I had to prepare a different lunch and different dinner for him 5 days a week for 3 months. Every day it was a completely different dish for lunch and dinner.
That
for
was
3
his
months.
request.
His
And
request.
you had to cater to that.
Yes, and he didn't see a menu ahead of time. He didn't know what it was until I showed up with it. And
Well,
he,
we like the surprise.
Yeah,
A lot
and
of
he
us like the
loved
surprise
it.
because we know your food, and so we like the
I
surprise
love
as well.
that they can trust you with that, though. That's a great.
And this also helps me because, and I think I've experienced it with you all whenever, now I know, I've grown now listening to you all because every time I call a caterer and I ask what's your menu, I get the reply, well, what do you want? And so now I used to go, well, I didn't ask you that, I asked you for your menu. But now I understand because true caterers cater to your needs.
Exactly.
And so that's why I always get that response
Yeah,
back
yeah.
from caterers who say, well, what is it you would like? And
Yeah.
may ask those questions
Yeah.
beyond how many you're serving, but what would you like to present and things like
Yeah.
that.
No,
Okay.
we can help you come up with something and put it together, but we really want to know, where are you with this event? Like,
Gotcha.
what are you expecting to receive from this event as far as from a food standpoint? What do you want that to look like?
Gotcha.
You got to know that.
Next, Ms. Bradley, tell us about not only your catering, but you have products as well.
Yes.
Yes, I do. And we all have something in common because I'm the same way. You tell me what you want, I'll cater to your need.
Yes.
You don't have an idea, I'll start you off with an idea, asking you, what is your main dish you're looking for? Or better yet, what is the character of people
Yes.
you're associating yourself with that's going to be at your event? And so once that happens is I come out and I give you what's in my heart.
Yes.
I'm going to put all in it, because if I'm not going to give you my all, I'm not going to give you anything. And most of all, I love to cook outside.
Okay.
I mean, I can cook anything. I can give you what you want. I can give you the flavors as well. But I love to barbecue. I will put anything on the grill. When I tell you, I will cook anything on the grill.
Give us some examples of what you cooked on the grill besides chicken. And
Well, I've cooked on the grill. I've did red beans and rice on the grill.
okay.
And you get the natural smoke flavor in it. I've actually cooked it on the grill. You know, I love to do lamb. A lot of people just now coming into eating lamb.
Yeah.
But I've always been eating lamb for a long time, and I really enjoy it. So I like to grill it, sear it on the grill, open flame. You know, I've even let you taste it,
Yes.
and I owe you some, but I will get that
You've
to
given me so
you.
much. So one
I
thing
will
I
get
love
that
about small businesses, especially those minority-owned businesses that I have been blessed to engage, like you three, is that you all don't mind giving taste and tries, and I want to say that we appreciate
Yeah.
that because we know, again, being a small business, sometimes it's hard to give up a few pieces of lamb as a taste test.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But but those of us appreciate
Yeah.
that because we know the sacrifice you're making in doing that.
Yeah.
Tell us about the barbecue and the honey, because you've given me, her barbecue sauce is so good
I know,
that she had the barbecue sauce and the honey.
Oh my
I
goodness.
shouldn't be telling the story.
That's okay.
She had the barbecue sauce and the honey. They're in the same bottles. And I had them on my shelf. I grabbed the honey. No, I grabbed the barbecue sauce, thinking it was honey for my tea.
Yes.
I was so sick, and I wanted to make some green tea with honey. And I called her. I said, Lord, I done put your barbecue sauce in my tea, in my cup of tea. Tell the listening audience about that great barbecue sauce that you have to offer.
Well, we have a barbecue sauce, and it's me and my friend, and we started it. I started out in front of Rags, first of all, cooking the barbecue sauce. And I was just going, and then, it had the flavor. Everybody's like, oh, do this, do this, do this. So I have a friend of mine that's real dear and close to me, and he said, let's try this. And we did that. It just tipped it over the top. Yeah. And all along from 2003 till about maybe 6 months ago, I didn't actually have a name for it. All I said was Diamond Marquis Barbecue Sauce. Mm-hmm. And he came up with the name and called it Honey Hush. And when he said that, it just resonated in me. And I was like, let's go with that. Yeah. And so I cook it for approximately, depending on how much I'm cooking, 2.5 to 3 hours.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I let it sit for 4 hours.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Because it lets all the flavors marinate together. It get the consistency, the stickiness, and it's not heavy.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. Because the bottle you gave it to me, and it's a squeeze bottle. It's
yes.
Like, it's a squeeze bottle.
It's a squeeze bottle.
And it comes right out of that tip, you all.
And once I do that, then I bottle it myself. And of course, it takes a lot of time, but I'm the type of person is I cook from the heart
Yes.
to feed the soul.
Yes.
And there's extra love to me when I got my hands on it.
Yes.
Eventually, I thank God for where I'm at and where he's going to take me. But once I get there, then I can get other people to come in with that. But I got to have the same spirits flowing.
That's right.
Because a bad spirit will destroy a good taste.
It will.
And so we want to keep our flavors in it,
So I love this. What I'm learning about you all, and Kate, I'm learning so much from talking to you ladies, by the way, is that what you do is an art and a gift from God.
Oh,
it's not just a career or a job or a business. 100%. It's an art and a gift from God is what you all do.
Absolutely.
It's a lifestyle,
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. It is. And this morning on the way here, I was on a conference call. People was calling me, can I get some baby back ribs? Because I deal with a lot of people that used to say, oh, I have high blood pressure. I can't eat pork. I can't do this. So I took a reach and I asked them, I said, well, just try this and see what it tastes like. They was like, well, yours tastes different from what I've had. I say it's all in the preparation of it.
Yeah.
Because I go through a process of soaking and washing. And I don't mind telling people what I do.
And she knows
because
how to
what
clean.
I do and you do it, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of people say, well, if I have high blood pressure, why am I soaking something in salt? Because the meat goes through a process. All these hands touches all these machines. Wash it in salt and vinegar. Rinse it off. You're taking all those impurities out of it.
Yeah.
You don't have any more dry blood in that meat. Then when you go and you put it on the grill, bone down, let your meat cook all the way bone down first. Okay. All you need to do is flip it over and get some color.
Okay. So we get some recipes today.
Classes.
Yes.
What makes me laugh is when we were at Dion Simon's house, and I think he was about to have some fish to clean, and you were like, y'all get out the way.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how to clean this fish. And I'm like, cleaning fish, everybody knows how to clean fish in the sink. She was like, nah, it's an art to this. Get out the way, y'all. Okay.
And I just take so much pride in that because once I do that, then I start to put my own seasoning in that I have. I have a no salt seasoning as well as a
you do.
one
she's
with
giving me
salt.
seasonings as well.
And what I do is, I'm not a glove person.
No, you're not.
But I make sure my hands are clean when I touch your food because that makes it just more tender to me. It just makes a closeness to me. It's just something that I love.
And that's an ingredient that none of us have, so we have to buy it from you.
And I appreciate that, And so now that Diamond Marquis started in 2003 in front of Club Rags on a little bitty barbecue pit. That's where I started really barbecuing at. And I just got to always give thanks to Norma Sparrow for giving me that opportunity. you know, and all the abuse of the verbal abuse of people saying, why don't you go get you a real job? Why are you out here selling sandwiches?
So let's talk about that. You have critics. How do you handle critics? Because again, we're not here to talk about your good food and how to do business with you all, but I want you all to also be an inspiration to those who may be watching, who want to become caterers one day, who might want to own a small business. What are your thoughts about handling critics? Anyone?
Well, for one, is that don't let nobody take your focus or your joy.
Yeah.
Because if it's something you love to do, you do it. Because somebody's going to criticize you no matter what you do or how you do it.
Yeah.
So you got to put yourself around people that got the same vision as you.
Yeah.
Because if you got somebody that's leading you,
Yeah.
you'll be a good follower.
Yeah.
You know, and when they hang it up, you can catch it and run with it.
What's your advice to those who have criticisms for your
Well,
your
you
food?
know, at the beginning, I didn't quite realize. I didn't know that this was 100%. This has been guided. My journey has been guided by God, even before I got into it. So once I was able to realize that I was going to dedicate 100%, dedicate my business to God, is when he started shifting things. And I used to be like, why are these people nickel and diming me and, you know, asking all of these questions about why I'm charging so much. And really I had to start asking God, send me the people you want me to have.
I see an amen over here at Victory.
Right there.
Send me who you want for me to have. And I was okay with turning business down. When I felt something uncomfortable in my spirit, I was okay with turning it away. And then in turn, I was okay with whatever they had to say. Because ultimately, my business was for God. And then I started getting the clients that I wanted.
That you wanted.
I don't even worry about it anymore.
That's right. And Victory, what about critics and those people who want to nickel and dime you at times?
Oh Lord!
By the way, anybody listening and watching this radio show, don't y'all call these ladies and nickel and dime them.
It's so much
Their
work,
food is
y'all.
worth it, and it's a lot of work. But
It's a
they
lot of
put it
work.
in their heart and soul, okay?
And time.
And time.
Our time is
Victory,
valuable.
What are your thoughts? So what do you give other folks who want to get in this business who may face critics and folks who may nickel and dime them?
To know your worth.
Yes.
You have got to know your worth, because people will try you. They're going to try you, but you have to know your worth. A young lady told me as I was doing tailgating on Southern University, my first stint for tailgating for the Alumni Federation. She walked up to me. She said, I want to tell you something. She says, if they cannot afford you, let them go.
That's right.
And this was before I really got into catering. If they cannot afford you, let them go.
Let them go.
And that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes us as women,
Speak.
we want to be pleasers.
Yes.
We want to feel accepted.
Yeah.
And sometimes we will take a short, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Take a cut.
But we don't have to do that anymore. We have to know our value, know who you are, and if God calls you to do this, because everybody can't cook,
Yeah.
everybody
That's right.
can't cater,
And can't cook like
everybody
you.
can't chef, everybody can't serve.
Let's talk about
You
that
have to
because
know.
you all also, because I've worked with all of you all also offer for additional costs the service.
Yes.
People,
Yes.
You have servers.
Yes.
And you put people to work. And so I
Yes.
want to thank you
Yes.
for that also but that's additional cost.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And that's a great thing when I hear caterers say, well, it's going to cost this amount extra if you need 1, 2, or 3 servers, because guess what? That means we're spending money in our community. We're putting people to work
Exactly.
when we do that.
Yes.
Okay? And I'm all about, that dollar going farther and farther in our community.
Exactly.
And so you all do offer that type of service, and I want to thank
Absolutely.
you for
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I have a tendency to use younger people.
that. Okay.
Because I feel as though if we can catch them while they're young,
Yeah.
we can mold them and train them. And it's not something that they may want to do for the rest of their lives, but the values,
Yeah.
the things that they learn, just being responsible, being responsible for something.
Yeah.
Everybody has to always know that you are responsible for something. And if you take the young people and show them how to be responsible,
And they're
you know,
in a job.
in a
Absolutely.
job,
Work ethic and
yeah,
things like that.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So what's on the horizon for your businesses. Again, whatever you like to share, what is on the horizon for your businesses? Either of you can go first, because I know as business owners we have to plan for the future. As we hustle and bustle day to day, we have to have a vision for where we want to be it a building, be it a certain goal we set financially, be it certain products we may want to offer.
Yes.
So are there any, what's on the horizon for your companies?
Hey,
I can go first. I don't mind. I can go first. I'll go first. But you put me on the spot to be
Okay.
first anyway.
And
So I'm gonna go
and let me go
first.
ahead and ask you this question. What's going on with Straight Outta Scotland? Folks want to know. They passed
Okay,
by the
Straight
building.
Outta Scotland.
So let
Let's
the
talk about
community know
Straight Outta
what's going on
Scotland real
with Straight
quick, and I
Outta
know we're on a
Scotland.
time limit. So first of all, Straight Outta Scotland, you know it burned down, okay? So what I'm planning to do is a victory sofa dining with a Straight Outta Scotland menu, if you will.
Okay.
Okay? So that's what's next.
That's what's on the
Victory
horizon.
sofa dining. So when you hear it, you know, oh, that's Straight Outta Scotland. I can still get some
Gotcha.
boiled meat. I can still get some good fish. But at the same time, you can get some good soul food. And we're going to have something that's called a Soulful Sunday.
Okay.
On every Sunday after church. If you hear me, every Sunday after church, you come and you sit down.
Okay.
And you
And
get
I like
you
what you
some
say,
good-
after church.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right, because
You get you
that's
some
the time
good
when we
soul
eat
food.
together as
That's
family
right.
and friends
That's right.
Yes.
and
That's
community.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And it will be in the Scotlandville area.
I was gonna ask you that
And it's
question.
coming soon.
Okay.
Just stay tuned. Also, I
Now, y'all,
am.
so that means that she has a vision, so don't nickel and dime her, okay? Because every dollar that you pay her goes towards this vision.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's right. Also, I'm doing a Father's Day celebration on June 17th, which is next Saturday from 6 to 8
Okay.
at the Charles S. Kelly Community Center.
All right.
Tickets are now on sale. They are buy one, get one free. So for $90, you can eat two people. For two people, it's $90.
How do we purchase tickets?
You can purchase tickets through Victory Catering Square.site. Or you could call me at 225-788-3082.
Okay, then Father's Day lunch at
Dinner.
at Charles R. Kelly Center.
Semi-formal.
Semi-formal.
Yes.
Let's support that, you
Yes.
all. That's a great thing to be hosting.
Yes.
Sierra,
Okay.
what's
So,
on the horizon for your catering business?
I too have a ton of products that I've created that I've been working on getting packaged for sales. I have my own spices. I do my own blends. One is a blackening season. I have
I
like
need
a
that
shawarma.
blackening season because you know I love to fish, so I
Yeah,
need that
yeah.
blackening season.
I have some shawarma blends, some Greek blends, and a no
Greek?
salt. Yeah.
All right,
I have,
sister.
well, part of what happens with me is I do a lot of different types of cuisines as well, like international cooking and all,
Okay.
because I have a lot of different types of clients.
Gotcha.
A lot.
So you have to cater
come
to their
from all
needs, cultures,
yes,
ethnicities.
lots of different cultures, and so I've created a lot of my own blends specifically for them. I do my own. I do grazing tables and a lot of charcuterie displays
I
and
love
stuff
your
like that
charcuterie
too.
displays. And
So I do make my own jams, my pepper jelly. I have tomato jams. I have also.
how does someone get all of this? What's the
know.
phone number? What's the website?
Okay, website is www.desiderata.kitchen. It's DESIDERATA kitchen.com. My cell phone is 225-266-5512. You can catch me at desiderattakitchen@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram at Desiderata Kitchen. I'm on Facebook as Desiderata Kitchen by Chef Sierra. So there's several different ways to find me. I'm always doing my king cakes. We're going to be probably showcasing a new one this year. Always like
So
to
buy your
create a
king
brand
cakes
new
from Sierra this Mardi Gras.
Yes,
okay?
and we do have some savory king cakes as well, a crawfish bread king cake. We do a lot of the traditional different flavors. I have a blueberry goat cheese, a balsamic berry, bananas Foster. A lot of it is my own spices and sauces that I use for those.
I'm getting hungry already.
And then I would say my next goal is really to start making sure that I can get those bottled to sell, or however I can get that
To the
done.
market.
That's a process that I'm
Okay.
going to be working on.
Okay. And maybe I can help you with that also.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
yes,
Madam
well,
Bradley.
Yes, yes.
Tell us what's on the horizon for you and how folks can get this Honey Hush barbecue sauce.
Yes, on the horizon now. I am in the process of, I'm on ground level to open up a Honey Hush brick and mortar.
Awesome.
I wanted to look that antique style, old fashioned, take it back to the country days for where I come from. And You can get the barbecue sauce. I package it now myself. I'm working on getting it to the next level of going corporate with it. But at this point, you can reach me at 225-235-1091. You also can go to my Instagram page, which is Diamond One Marquee. And you
Is
also
that Diamond the number one or Diamond ONE?
Diamond the number one Marquee at gmail.com. Diamond One Marquee at yahoo.com, or you can do Honey Hush SSC at yahoo.com or gmail.com. Working on the websites. They're under construction right now because I'm changing a whole lot of stuff, coming out with my products on there. I've changed the labels and everything. So with that being said, you can call me. It's better that you call me.
Yes.
I mean, I understand that the
Small
internet
business,
is
small
very
business.
wide and you can reach a whole lot of other people, but I'm personal. I like to feel your character. I like to know what you're thinking so I can fit your need. So it's best if you call me, but I'll take it on the internet however you want to send it. But it's 225-235-1091. And I have some products for you guys as well.
Thank you so
and
much.
Everybody want to call this the burlap bags, but where I come from, it's called a Kroger sack. It's called a Kroger sack. So, and I have a no salt seasoning as well as a dry rub, and I also have honey. And I wasn't able to bring it today because I'm in the process of packaging it, and I know you need some. But once I get it, I will make sure that I spread the love with all of you, because just being in this room, the vibe, the energy is just amazing.
Yes. Yes.
To meet people for the first time.
Absolutely.
You know the faces, but you don't know the name.
Yes.
But I just thank God for being in the room with you
Amen
all.
to that.
Absolutely.
Because
And
it's a blessing to me.
And I thank
Yes.
God for just putting the three of you all on my mind, because as you know, there are lots of caterers in the city, but God put the three of you all on my heart, and I'm glad. And it was, short notice, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that you all said yes to this show. It has been a complete pleasure to interview and to have a conversation with you three ladies, three queens, and your catering businesses, as well as all of the other products and services that you offer. Listeners, I am asking you to do business with these three caterers, these three businesses. I'm asking you to follow them on Instagram, Facebook, to give them a call, let them cater to what your needs are. Because we have great talent here in Baton Rouge for our food needs, and they can cater to your taste, okay? Again, thank you so much for listening to What's Going On. My name is Dr. James Gilmore. Stay tuned. We will be highlighting small businesses throughout the summer. If you have a small business that you'd like to be highlighted on our show, you can follow me on Facebook and inbox me on Instagram or Facebook, or you can send me an email at drjamesgilmorejr@gmail.com. Again, thank you all so much,
Thank
and
you.
everyone have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.